You don't need her.
I'm glad to give her some peace.
There you go. Paul, you're on the air in Michigan.
Hey, Howard.
Hey.
I just wanted to call and see what your thoughts were on Drew and Mike's show here on WRF. Mike died here the other day, and wanted to see what you thought of those guys.
Drew and Mike from WRIF in Detroit?
Yes.
You know them?
I know of them. I've never heard the show. But I know that Drew and Mike were a very popular, highly rated. I'll tell you something about Detroit. Detroit is a very tough radio market. When I went there to perform, but you're talking about, what year was this? 1980 or 1979? I don't even know what year it was. Listen, that's why I relate to Dr. Ford. I can't remember what dates I was on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
But
seems that everybody thinks their memory is better.
I have the worst memory. I remember taking beatings, but I can't tell you whose house I was at when I got beaten up or what day it was.
What you did afterward?
Yeah, right.
How you got home?
Exactly.
I assume I walked.
Yeah, I don't have any clue. I just don't. But anyway, Paul, but I know that Mike and Drew must be very good if they're able to be successful. Now they were the morning guys.
Correct. Yep. And then they they decided to retire, and Dave and Chuck the Freak took over, I think, in 2013. But yeah, they were our big market guys here in the morning for 20-some years.
Oh, so he wasn't even on the air.
No, he had recently. They had some health issues, and
Mike, how old was Mike when he died?
Oh, I think he said it was 63.
Oh.
What did he die of?
They're unsure. They just he died in his sleep here the other morning, and it just kind of started breaking news last night.
He's probably pissed because he died the same day as Dennis Hoff, and Dennis was getting all these...
Yeah, Dennis is... And who found him? It wasn't Ron Jeremy.
Actually, it was Ron Jeremy. Ron Jeremy, he's like the Grim Reaper. He finds everybody. No, I never met Drew. I never met Mike. I know of them. I know that they were very successful. I don't know what happened that they went off the radio. You say health reasons.
I think it was just trying times, end of contract.
Were they good on the air?
Yeah, they were great. Then they kind of got hampered towards the end with their, FCC stuff and talking about shit and stuff and people making complaints, and they got a little bit of...
Oh, you mean for some of the racier material, the FCC went after them?
Yeah, I think they got told to tone it down a little bit, and that kind of put a damper on things for them.
Let me tell you, coming over here to Satellite was the smartest thing I ever did. And I'll tell you what, that FCC interference, there is nothing worse for a radio guy to just get hit over the head with the fines, and they come after you, and it's all because of this religious right. They all want to control what we say, what we think. They want to take away every bit of fucking freedom. They're not into freedom, these religious assholes.
Yeah, they all think they're into the Constitution.
They're not.
But they're not.
And now they all suck Russia's dick.
They're all... Never mind.
Pat Robertson's on there talking about how we better not jump to conclusions about the Saudis. They're our friends. Have you heard that? Well, I'll get to that in a minute.
God.
I'll get to that in a minute. But as far as Drew and Mike, I didn't know them. I'm sorry to hear about it. And, what can I say? That's 63 years old. That's, in my book, that's young.
That's checking out early.
Yeah.
No, they just in the newspaper, they had made a comment and stuff about, they brought up your name, were coming in, and, local guys were fighting for market share type of stuff, and they were, the small guys kind of holding their own for a little bit on.
All right, Paul, I love you, and I got to go, okay?
Yep, no problem.
I don't know what he's talking about.
He's giving you the whole history.
Right. But if they were on in Detroit, I remember going to Detroit in 1980, and man, oh man, the radio was good.
The one thing I see in this obituary, you know what Mike Clark used to do?
What did he do?
He was an EMT.
There you go, stand-up guy.
And then got into radio.
Yeah. Let me tell you, that's what my dad warned me
I
about.
know.
Yeah. He said, don't go into radio. He goes, And he goes, he used to use the example of the mailman. He'd say, the mailman could take your job.
Yeah, Clark was never formally trained in radio.
That's what I'm talking about. It's like Adam Carolla was a boxing coach or something. Let's see. Drew and Mike had a podcast after leaving WRIF.
Oh, they did?
Mike stopped appearing due to a paralyzed vocal cord. Well, that'll stop you in your tracks. I got to tell you, though, when I was on in Detroit, I wished I could be on WRIF. What a great, legendary radio station. I worked at such a shithole, WWWW, the worst rock station ever. We try as we might, we couldn't get out of the basement.